Right, hello everybody. Welcome to the live stream. It's first one of the new year for me. I've not done any over the Christmas period, the holidays and everything like that. So we're just going to get straight into it. But before I start, I'll just switch this music off here. There we go. Before I start, I'd like to thank Astonish Products. This is not sponsored, alright? I haven't been paid a dime by Astonish Products, Astonish Cleaning Products, if I say, but it's a bit of a free plug, if you like, because if some of you have viewed my YouTube shorts, you will know that I managed to get tickets to the Manchester City game, and we ended up staying in the Astonish Products box at Elland Road, which was absolutely fantastic. Had a great meal and all the rest of it. So a very big thank you for whoever managed to facilitate that particular transaction. The tickets were, yes, they were paid for. They were bought by my dad, and we had a great time down at Elland Road, courtesy of Astonish Products. What do Astonish do? They provide cleaning products. They also, I believe, sponsor the training kit. Correct me if I'm wrong there, guys. They sponsor the training kit, so I'll just have a little look, give them a little bit of a plug. And yeah, I mean, I'm on dark mode, but you know, they sell all sorts of cleaning pastes, products, and all that kind of thing. Oxyactive, la-di-da-di-da. So yes, I'm not going to put my email address in there, but just to let you know, I don't need any cleaning products just at the moment. But they're based up in, it looks like a Bradford number. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the pinnacle of cleaning, Astonish Cleaning Products. So there we go. Looks like they've got all sorts of stuff. There's a little story there, astonish.co.uk, if you want to view the website there. They've got 60 products right here in West Yorkshire. Well, of course, Yorkshire company, so you're going to get a free plug out of me on this one. Just let us know if there's any more free tickets at that exec box, and you're very welcome. Thank you very much. Keeping it local, they also it says state-of-the-art purpose-built site near Bradford, West Yorkshire. It's not someone who perhaps I'm too familiar with. I mean, I've been outside the UK for a very long time, but you know, the company looks like it's doing well. One of Yorkshire's success stories here, made in Yorkshire. Anything that's made in Yorkshire, well, it's got to be good, hasn't it? I mean, myself, obviously. So yes, a very nice tips and hacks. They've got a tips and hacks page there. Grout can always be a problem at this time of year in your kitchen. Reviving your shower, squeaky clean saucepans. They've got all sorts of cool cleaning products, so get yourself over to Astonish Products. Tell them I sent you. They don't know who I am. This is a totally unpaid, unsponsored, it's, you know, for a laugh, should I say, or just out of kindness, I think. I always like to think that kindness is the key. Or just out of kindness, I think. I always like to think that yeah, kindness is the key. And so there you go, Astonish Cleaning Products. You've had plenty of airtime from me for that one. We're talking about Leeds United today, and we're going to bash straight on into it. We're going to stop that screen share now. We're talking about Leeds United today. Always after a freebie. I mean, I'll be back in the UK in June, but my brother he always likes a seat at the. Or my brothers always like a seat at the Elland Road Stadium. If they can't get the regular seats with all the minnows. I mean, I'm a minnow normally. I like going in the stands and stuff like that, but it was great to be in the corporate box. The food up there, if you ever get the chance, and perhaps yourself, you've been there yourself, and perhaps you're thinking, I'd like to try that. It definitely is well worth the money to try it for just one time if you ever get the chance and you're normally in the stands like me. Perhaps it's a birthday occasion, perhaps it's an anniversary, another celebration. Spend a bit of money, go in the box. Great gift idea, and I certainly enjoyed it. The food was absolutely amazing. I think it was leek and potato soup, and then it was like salmon for a main course, and then I can't really remember what I had at the end. It might have been a Christmas pudding or something like that, a bit of theme for the Christmas period and stuff, but it was absolutely excellent. You get to see some of the former players. They come around, they speak, they might do a team announcement. We had Mel Sterland. You'll know Mel Sterland, he goes around a lot. A couple of the other ex-Leeds legends. Michael Bridges was there, Stevie Hodge, and a couple of the other older players from older generations. If they get to go around, it's always nice to see them, entertaining folk and giving the important information and messages of the day. Right, thank you again, Astonish Cleaning Products of Bradford, and we're just going to have a look and talk about Aston Villa. What on earth happened there? Is it luck? Is it not luck? Do you create your own luck? And I spend a lot of the time on the forums when I get the chance. If I've got a spare 5 minutes, and I certainly see a lot of people not happy with what Jesse Marsch is doing, not happy with team selections, not happy with the run of form. Yeah, of course, I'm not happy with the run of form either, like you. But I just hope things are changing. Why is it we seem to be losing? In my opinion, and I love the high press. You might have seen a comment on my... I was replying to one of the other commenters on the YouTube show that I made a bit earlier. And I said, I love the high press. I love the attacking style of football. It's great, it's entertaining. But if you can't defend... you're going to be struggling, and that seems to be the case. We're always getting attacked down the left. When we're in possession and possession's lost in the opponent's final third, they just seem to smack a ball straight up through the middle, usually on the deck, and the opponent seems to have a speedy player who runs onto it. They then start causing trouble by flooding forward with their midfield, and we just don't have enough pace at the back to try and keep up. Sending it could be Christensen or Christensen up on the right hand side, Ayling, if it's Ayling who's playing. Strout on the left, Noto's up there, the two central midfielders are up there, and you're thinking, you're really leaving us out wide open here. We've got two players at the back. You've got Coops and Koch. If you're lucky, one of those slips, it's trouble. And that seems to be what is happening to us at the moment, isn't it? We're always putting on these really great performances. We're always looking like we're creating some good chances, and quick passing, quick football, and quick feet up front. But we're just not getting the dividends, are we? That's fine if you're not getting the dividends, but you've got to be able to defend whether you're in front, whether you're drawing, and even whether you're in a deficit situation where you're 1-0 down, you're chasing a game. The last thing you want to do is concede a second goal. And is high press always the best way forward, or is it about possession football? Certainly when we're in a winning situation, or we're in the lead, and you're thinking, why can't we control and see a game out if we're getting a lead, if we're in front? We look at these games and we're sat there and we're thinking to ourselves, it's just week in, week out, it's the same thing. And this is why the form is so bad. Now, I know Jesse is getting a lot of criticism at the moment. You only have to look on the Facebook groups. Jesse sacked. A number of fans very disgruntled with Jesse. I think we've got to be patient and say that, yeah, all right, we are on a bit of a streak where we're not picking up 3 points, looking at those performances, but we are conceding far, far fewer goals than we did do under Bielsa. And that is crucial, I think, come the end of the season, especially when teams below us and around us, they're picking up points now, getting unexpected victories. Look at Forest. Villa as well. You look at the Villa game and you're thinking, how is it this team are doing so well? They're picking up points since the appointment of Emery. They've got a really good run of form going. I'm going to have a little look and tell you a little bit about that. So yeah, I mean, if we look at Aston Villa, we'll just look at the standings on that. Aston Villa have suddenly got win, draw, win, loss, win. So that's 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw in the last 5. And all of that since Emery came to the helm, isn't it? Beforehand, when Gerrard was in charge, they were in a lot of bother. But the teams below us are in a lot of bother as well. We've picked up 2 draws, 3 losses in our last 5. Leicester, on the other hand, 4 losses, 1 win. The bottom 4, they're in a lot of bother as well compared to us. We've definitely got the squad of players now. We don't have enough, we don't have the injuries like we had under Bielsa, and I certainly think that we're definitely good enough to pull away and create ourselves a bit of a cushion between the relegation zone and ourselves. However, I believe Wolves are making strides. They've got a new manager in there as well. They've got a win, draw, loss, win, loss. So it just makes you think that Leeds can do it. Of course we can do it. Jesse's always positive. He's always got a smile on his face. He's like the 12th player on the pitch. I think during the games when I'm watching him, he's very passionate, very results driven, results focused and results orientated, and he knows things aren't going well for him. But I think that the board are, they're more than likely to give him the confidence. I mean, come on, they've just spent like £44 million with another budget to expand the squad. I'm not so sure about whether we should have those loanee players coming back. We've got a chap down at Millwall, haven't we, Creswell, and I want him back. I've seen Creswell play. Helder, I can't believe we've let Helder go out on loan. From the performances that he had, the bits that I've seen of him, quality defender. Why is this guy not getting picked every week? Is it because there's a passion for Liam Cooper? Is he afraid to drop cock? If these players are off form, they're making silly errors, silly mistakes during a game, you've got to drop them. You've got to pick your best starting 11, and that's the key to the game, isn't it? Someone's playing with, or a player playing with a slight knock or an injury, is not going to be up to scratch, up to the demands of the Premier League. You've got to drop them. It's as simple as that, and it's a sad thing, but that's football. And all we're interested in this year is, of course, this. Finishing above these bottom three here. West Ham down there, Everton. I mean, Everton, what is going on at Everton? With the rumours apparently that yesterday their board of directors were told to stay away because there was a credible threat. I mean, come on. You know, it's... I know everybody's a little bit angry, a little bit frustrated, but they've got a new stadium under construction. There's money being pumped in there all the time. But why is it that people have to go to such extremes as to threaten the board of directors with violence? I don't know. It just seems utterly ridiculous. Southampton, of course, they managed to win, and they've got 4 losses behind them. Could they have a resurgent second half of the season? And of course, I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but look at this lot up here, Man United. At the beginning of the season, they were nothing more than where Chelsea are now. They've got this Ten Hag in. He's coming, he's sorted them all out. Whether it's the woke boys or whether it's Ronaldo. And he's got them winning, which is very concerning for us. Since we're going to have to play Man United, I think, is it twice before the end of the season? So there's a lot to play for. Should we sack Jesse Marsch? In my opinion, it would be a knee-jerk reaction. I don't think we should get rid of him, and I certainly think that he is the guy that's going to get the best out of the players. And transitions in squads take time. You know, he had Bielsa's, a lot of Bielsa's players. He seems to be clearing those out. Look at Klich, he's gone. I'm sorry that Klich has gone. He's an ageing player, but he certainly seemed to make us look a lot better, give us a better shape when he was on the pitch. And it was always sad to see him starting from the bench, you know, on the 70th minute. There's a lot to talk about, isn't there? A lot to talk about. And you flick through this Facebook group, I mean, goodness me. It's just so... it's some drivel that's on there. I just hope that we start turning a corner now that we're getting these new signings in. Maybe moving a couple of other players out on loan to make space for them. Let's talk a little bit about Rutter. Overhyped and overpriced is the word that we're getting. His stats certainly don't seem to be that impressive, and they're certainly not impressive enough for a £35, £40 million price tag. I will say that it's not just his performances in the first team football that are taken into account when you're signing a player. You know, the squad the scouts are out there, they're gathering statistics as well for reserve games, friendly games, under 23 games, under 20 games, under 21 games, etc. And it just seems to me that, you know, does the scout know something that we don't? And I have my suspicion that that's probably the case, and that's why we've put in a huge investment into this guy. Is he going to be good enough for us? Well, if he comes off, or if he starts for us in the next week or two, knocks in a hat-trick, all will be forgiven, everybody will have forgotten, and you know, hopefully people will start eating their own words. I really hope that this is the guy who's going to give us a little bit extra up front. I mean, Rodrigo's doing really well for us, but he's not a target man, is he? He's not the sort of guy who can go out and bully a defence, a bit like Bamford has done in his previous years. And with Bamford's injuries, you think, I feel so sorry for Patrick Bamford. And some people are saying, it must be time for him to retire. His body's not up to the demands of the Premier League. And some people might probably be right by saying that. But I will say that one of my thoughts is, Bielsa trained the players extremely hard during the training sessions, and everybody talks about murder ball and his methodologies. And I just wonder, did all of that training, all of those extra hours, all of those exercises, activities up at Thorpe Arch, did those contribute to the injury crisis that seemed to plague us throughout the previous season and the first part of this season? And my thought has to be, well, yeah, our bodies can only cope with so much. You look at Martial yesterday. He's running, he's causing all sorts of mayhem for Man United, and suddenly I think he just pulled up, didn't he? And or a tweak, and away off he goes. And this is why you need the strength in depth, isn't it? But unfortunately, strength in depth comes at a high price. I'd love to see Patrick playing again and getting goals for us, because there's no doubt about it, he causes defenders an absolute nightmare. Nobody knows what to do with him. He's good with his feet, and he has a good left boot. But hopefully that goal that he got against Villa, it's going to be a confidence booster for Patrick, and hopefully this Rutter guy is going to have a bit of a challenge on now, trying to get into the starting 11. And if he isn't an automatic first pick, because Patrick's come back and he's fit, let's just hope that there is a bit of healthy competition in the squad, and let's try and avoid these injuries. I think that's our hope, that we're desperate to try and avoid injuries, and hopefully Jesse gets to pick players based on the opponents, and we can start seeing a bit of a variety of football, rather than just, right, well, we're going to go high press, and forget about defending. I mean, I've already said what I have to say about that. It's just such a shame that when we're just not able to get a win or a string of wins together. And I think that in the next few weeks, that has got to be the priority for us. If we take a look at the fixtures that are coming up, there's no doubt about it in my mind that we have to be picking up victories against a lot of these teams. I'll just go in and show you or we'll just go in and have a look at some of the fixtures that are coming up right now. And the big ones, of course, look at Forest. Forest are a team that Cooper's done. I don't know what he's doing down there, but he's definitely turning it around for Forest, and it's definitely the wrong time for us to be playing them. I wish we'd have played them when they had that bloody I think it was it the death of the Queen, and that's why that fixture got cancelled. I might be wrong, but you could correct me in comments. You want to chat, you want to tell me something, great, get on with it. I want to hear from you on my stream. It's great if you want to join in, you want to join the conversation. I can give you a link and you can appear on the stream with me. That'd be awesome. Cardiff City against, oh god, it's another ridiculous kickoff for me, 2:45 a.m. These are the local kickoff times for me. So you can imagine when it's an evening kickoff in the UK, I'm not going to manage to get on and do the watch-alongs. Against Villa, I almost made it, but I've spent most of the week with my young boy. Obviously, he's suffering from jet lag. We're back in Indonesia at the moment, so yeah, that's pretty much why I don't often commentate on certainly the late night games, early hours of the morning games. Just because the me shouting into the microphone might wake up my wife, and I don't want an angry wife. Happy wife, easy life. That's what they say. All right. So yeah, 19th of Jan. I mean, look at the fixtures here. They're starting to pile up a bit, but there is a little break between January and February, isn't there? By the look of it. Cardiff, Brentford on the 22nd. Yeah, we can probably do that. Forest on the 5th of Feb. I mean, I'm just hoping that we get a couple of injuries. That, the Forest players get injured or something like that, because they're picking up the points. They're a team that's just suddenly started to find form at the wrong time for us. Of course, the big one, Manchester United at home. It's on February the 12th, and that will be, I think that's a 2 p.m. kickoff in the UK. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can always comment and let me know later if I'm wrong. But I'm on GMT plus 7, so I'm taking 9 o'clock minus 7 to 2 p.m. Everton, another team that seems to be in a bit of a rut, rotting. February the 18th. And that's a 10 p.m. kickoff here, so it's 3 p.m. UK is that one. Southampton 25th at 3, 6, 9. We've got to be getting at least 9 points out of that. I mean, you would think that we're probably not going to get a result against Man United unless these new signings are more than or better than expected. Because at the moment, I'm not seeing much positivity from I think Romano and a couple of other press writers who are saying that you're pretty much paying double what he's actually worth. Well, only time will tell. Let's get him on the pitch and see what he's made of. It looks like he's a tall, athletic guy, a bit of a target man that we can play a long ball to, someone who's going to hold play up, bring other players into play, the kind of role that Bamford is used to playing. Chelsea, we could go there and smash Chelsea again. They're they're in a bit of a quagmire, aren't they? Brighton, I mean, look what they did to Liverpool the other day. Give Liverpool a bit of a hiding, and then another one. That's another massive game for us. Is that Wolves? So, we're going to have to be picking up these points. Arsenal, of course, I think they're sitting almost pretty a little bit more uncomfortably now at the top of the Premier League. Palace going into April. So lots to consider there. We're going to be needing to pick these 3-pointers up and not having any or accepting any excuses. I think by that point, if Jesse hasn't picked up at least 9 points in February, he's going to be under some tremendous pressure from the fans, and he's going to be raising a few eyebrows in the board. I would imagine that is this the right guy to keep us up? Are we strong enough to stay up? Are we good enough to stay up? It's a real predicament, isn't it? Comment on join the stream. No need to sign up. No apps needed. You get a link. You can have a cam and steady internet connection. You want to join me? You want to comment? You've got some thoughts and opinions about Leeds United? Let's hear them. Let's hear from you. You are the ones who make the stream interesting. It's always nice if you're respectful. Alright, please keep the curse words to a minimum. Thank you very much. Of course, Aston Villa, we've already discussed that. Were we unlucky, or are we not good enough? In my opinion, we certainly deserve to get away from there with at least a draw. at least a draw, but you can't be conceding the goals that we're conceding and expect to get 3 points. Those goals are getting opened up like a tin of beans on the second minute, with some really, really poor positional play from the back four. We need to be a little bit deeper. We need to have enough cover in the defence when we're in possession. We need at least 3 players to be near the halfway line. But we don't have to stand on the halfway line, do we? You know, if we know that the other opponent's putting a pacey forward up front, a couple of pacey players sitting somewhere near between their 18-yard box and the halfway line, you know, we don't have to stand on the halfway line, because they're going to get beaten for pace. Cooper will get beaten for pace. Koch will get beaten for pace. Ayling's already down the pitch with Stroud. Those two guys aren't going to get back, and this is what's been happening to us time and time again, getting picked off on a counter-attack by various different teams, and it just seems to be too easy for Aston Villa, and too easy for other teams that we've played against. Look at that YouTube short when I commentated on Fulham, and I absolutely lose my mind. They literally just thumped a ball straight down the middle of the park, and there was no cover. Ball went beyond the two central defenders. I can't think who it was at the time, and we just left ourselves wide open, and people sat there then blaming Meslier. And I think I'm right in saying last season Meslier made more stops than any other keeper, so it's not Mellier's fault. I think it's the manager's got to be getting these guys and making them more aware of the positional play when we're in possession, or when we're attacking the opponent's goal. That, yeah, you know, it's got to be 3 or 4 people back. Likewise, when we're defending a corner or a free kick from an opponent, why are we not putting someone like Notto on the halfway line or near the halfway line? You know, a quick breakout, a quick thump forward, or a hoof forward that Notto can run onto it, or somebody else like that. Hopefully, you know, that might be where our tactics start changing a little bit. What now we've got these new players? I don't know. You can comment in the comments box and let me know what you think. Will these new players, do they indicate a change in dynamic from Jesse? Okay, right. So Wober versus Rutter, yes, of course. And I'm just reading on my Twitter feed at the moment, and it's a guy called. Oh, it's deleted the bloody page now. Let's have a look. Not deleted it, it's removed it. There we go. Azadine Unahi. I do apologise if I butchered his name, if he does watch or if somebody else watches. Spurs are in for Trossard, but I think Trossard's had a bit of a disagreement, shall I say, with the manager. Not sure what's gone on there, but if you know, stick something in the comments box and I'll happily reply to those queries, questions. Wahi to Newcastle. Nicholas Jackson, a guy called Nicholas Jackson, is reported to be going to Aston Villa. Serge Savic to Newcastle, and Jeremy Boga to Leicester. Sorry, yeah, Jeremy Boga to Leicester. This coming from a couple of different writers across Twitter that were in for this Unahi. So who is this guy? I don't know. I've never heard of him. Have you heard of him? Is he any good? What can we expect? I think that's one of the things about different managers. Have different ideas. They have different connections across football. And is he Portuguese, this guy? LUTVHD have a video about him. Who is that? LUTYHD have some videos of this guy, so he must have been mentioned somewhere else. We'll have a little look at him. So full credit to LUTYHD for this one. I'll drop him a little shout out in the description. While I have a cup of tea. I mean, you don't want to see me drinking a cup of tea, do you? Of course you don't. I don't know. Right, we'll have a little look at this guy, see what he's about, just for a few seconds.
Nobody cried. Nobody noticed the soul standing right there. I thought they would make it. I had a dream. I got everything I want. But when I wake up, I see you with me. As long as I
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. Silky. Unai. All right. Right, yeah, so it looks like he's a Moroccan player. A Moroccan player. So let's just I'm gonna get a link for that for LUTYHD. I don't know who they are. I'll just I'll put a link in there if you want to watch it. And then the respectful thing to do on YouTube is, of course, give them a shout out. So I will give LUTYHD a shout out in the comments and in the description of this video, to make sure that they know that I've borrowed a little bit of their content. And let's just hope that this guy comes to Leeds. He looks a bit like a Ronaldo type character. I didn't watch any Morocco games, that's why I've got no idea who he is. But from what I've seen there, I'm quite impressed. I'm quite satisfied that if we're putting in the money, we're going to be in with a good shout of getting him. I just want to know a little bit about the player's history, actually, but we'll see a little bit about him in a moment. Moroccan football player. So, according to this, for the World Cup, played 7, scored 0, 0 assists, got 1 yellow card. For God's sake, what the hell are we signing? The video looked impressive. Place of birth, Casablanca, Moscow. Casablanca, Morocco, of course. He's played for Strasbourg, Avaranches B, Angers, is it? Morocco. Yeah, so he's played quite a few games there. 35 appearances, 2 appearances in 2020, 27 appearances in 2021, and then 2021 he's appeared 46 times with 2 goals. So again, not a great Not a great return on investment at this stage, but he looks to be a bit of a menace going forward. Seems to be a left-footed player, is he? Oahi was called up for the Moroccan under-20s to participate. Yeah, not much. A former player of Raja CA. It must be a team somewhere in Morocco. Yeah, Casablanca. He joined Strasbourg in 2018. In August 2020, he moved to the Chippenham National and Alvanches. In 2021, League One club Angers, is it? Announced the signing of Wahi on a 4-year deal. He's a professional debut on the 50. And he scored a couple of goals, right? It looks to me like this is someone who's watched seen a Morocco game and thought, oh, we'll sign him. Sort of Rutter, innit? He's a colourful character. I don't know if any of you have met Victor Rutter, but I remember a few seasons ago I was back in the UK, and Rutter was down by the Lowfields Road bridge greeting the fans on the way in. And I'll never forget it because my brother got an iPhone 12 at the time, and it was a Pro Max edition, and Rutter saw it in his hand when he took a photo of him. And he's like, oh my God, is that the new iPhone 12? La, 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 la. And my brother's like, yeah, starts talking about iPhone 12s with him. He's a colourful character, very charismatic, very smart guy, Rutter. Now, a photograph emerged of him the other day. I don't know if you heard about it, but he's there with Rutter, and he's stood there with the 49ers jacket on. I'm just trying to find that photograph. If I can find it, I'll share it, and then you can see what I'm talking about. Is Rutter going to be... are we going to get bought up by the 49ers? I don't know. It would be good investments, hopefully from the Americans, but they are apparently under some pressure from one of the Middle East oil behemoths, I think is the best way to say it. Is it the Qataris? Is it the Saudis? Who is it that's... it could be Qatari. But they've come out and said recently that no, they're not interested. They might have a minority stake. I don't know where that is going to be. No Facebook live streams allowed. This is like... Yeah, okay, so there we go. Right, okay, so that pretty much concludes the stream. I don't think I've got anybody in. I don't think anybody's bothered to come in or managed to make it in. That's alright. If you catch up, maybe we can play the quiz next time. I've pretty much concluded what I have to say about Leeds. Perhaps next time, if you want another live stream and you want to come on and get things off your chest, perhaps... you want to talk a little bit about whatever it is that's getting on your nerves, getting the straight. It's always good to talk, isn't it? I'm just trying to get rid of this damn banner thing here, but I can't get rid of it. Just a minute while I do that. I hope, of course, I hope that we're going to be better for this remaining part of the season, and I think that's all anybody asks for, isn't it? I think we just want a little bit of consistency. We want to start seeing Leeds picking up points in games where we should be playing these teams around us, in and around us in the EPL, and obviously survival in the Premier League has got to be priority number one over anything else, whether it's FA Cup. I think we're still in that against Cardiff. I won't be too bothered if we get knocked out of that. If it means surviving in the Premier League, that has to be the number one priority. But getting rid of Cardiff, well, I mean, look at the next two. Look at who we could be playing. What a tie for them if they get to play if they get to play Leeds United, it'd be a great day out for them smaller teams, wouldn't it? Okay, thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. A happy new year if I haven't wished you that already. And yeah, maybe I'll see you all next week. Take care.